Obviously, first day of spring ball, 2022. It was really exactly what I thought it was going to be. You know, we're out here in helmets. The biggest thing is having discipline and not having people on the ground. And that was probably our best, most disciplined practice we've had. It's hard to play football without pads on, and you got to be able to stay on your feet, play with your hands. I thought our defense did an unbelievable job of keeping people off the ground. And offensively, we got a lot of new stuff. So it was a little bit ugly as we expected it to be. But there were a lot of good things. So it's exciting. It's the very beginning of a long process, a lot of competition everywhere, especially on offense. Defense put some new wrinkles in, but there's a lot of names that have a ton of experience. So, but it was good first day. We're healthy. We come back tomorrow. We're not going to put pads on until Thursday.
So Jeff Thorne, how different is his system? What kind of philosophy does he bring from an offensive coordinator perspective?
Well, I think he. I mean, we're very similar. Obviously, we've known each other for 30 years. So some of the drop back game is different, you know, and I like what he does with it. Some a little bit more NFL concepts when it comes to intermediate passing game. A lot of shifts, motions, and stuff like that, which has been great for our defense to have to adjust to. And does a great job with his formation and his flexibility in the pass game. Run game will be very similar. You know, he's a little bit more aggressive with multiple run schemes. So we're going to have more run schemes this year, which I know our O-line is really excited about. Just to have different multitude of schemes, you know. And so we really can't run the ball with pads on. Today was like a drop back day. And so, yeah, it'll definitely be more multiple. But you'll definitely see they come from the same DNA.
Coach Kless, is he no longer with the team? He took a job somewhere else?
Yeah, Kless got a job at Temple. He got that I was in his last week. So he's there. I think maybe I said bye to him because I was out of town the last couple of days. So I think he left on Monday or Tuesday, and he got a great opportunity. So we're excited for him, and so now we're in the process of hiring a new guy. He's not officially done yet, but he's really close. So I'll have that in the next, hopefully, 24 hours. I was hoping it'd be done by practice, but it's not done yet. It's in HR.
All right. And any early enrollees from last year's recruiting class?
Just Dylan Moore, a linebacker from Indiana. You know, just taking it all in. This is fast for him today. I mean, to come out of high school, I mean, we have the transfers that are ready. But for a high school kid to come in here, he's been doing really well. Had a good start in classes, done a good job in the weight room. But it's going to be, I remember when Caleb did it. I remember when Corey Crooms did it. I mean, their first spring, it's not a ton of success, but a ton of learning. So I'm happy that he's going to be ahead of the curve come next fall because of what he gets to do here in the next 6 weeks.
How are the transfers that are already here? How have they been looking so far?
Great. I mean, they're grown-ups. You know, they've done this before, and their bodies are ready to go. They're learning our system. You know, but you know, I'm happy, especially with D linemen. You know, we got a couple D linemen that we got to put the pads on and let them hit a little bit. And we got 3 new D linemen in here, and Anthony Stone's here. So today was day 1 for him. So it's been fun. We got more coming in, but they are definitely more prepared for spring ball, having played in another system, and for them it's just a learning curve because their bodies are ready to go.
Any position changes of note from any guys?
That's a good question. You know, the only one that's a moving target is Jack Sherwin. You know, we think he's going to be an offensive lineman someday, but at his weight right now, he's too good of an athlete not to put out there. So he's been playing tight end for us. If he gets big enough, he'll play O-line. If not, he'll play tight end. He's going to play, you know. So that would be the only one. Other than that, I mean, no, not one I can think of.
Right. And Patrick Lupro, did he make it back to the team after sitting out?
He did not. You know, and I was hoping he'd be back come this semester academically, you know, and it didn't happen.
And any injuries from between the bowl game and now? Any guys missing?
Yeah, we've had just surgeries, you know, things like shoulders and, you know, things that we needed to take care of, you know, Bosma and just some guys we had the surgery before the bowl game. Some guys, you know, our doctors do an unbelievable job of doing a very thorough evaluation, trying to figure out everything we need to take care of so they're ready in August, you know. You know, D-Jack's gonna have surgery here pretty soon. We've done an extensive search at him, and it's probably just better that he gets it done. He's played. He was an all-conference player, so not that spring ball doesn't matter, but his body being healthy in August matters more. So he'll be back soon enough. Trying to think who else. Just just maintenance surgeries, but no major injuries. Zaire's back. He couldn't really play in the bowl game, but he got that pin out, and he's good to go. So defensively, we're as healthy as we've ever been. Other than D-Jack having to have some surgery. Bustle's back, which is fun to see him out there running around again, and everyone's healthy.
Is Bryson here this year, or did he opt to pursue?
No, he's back. He's back. So he was good to see him out there again. That injury was a very unique injury, and our medical team and Bryson handled it really well. It's one of those that normally gets strong quick, and it didn't. I mean, it took a long time, and today was really the first time he was able to strike anything, since December, because that pinched nerve or whatever it was. I'm not a doctor. Just never got strong enough that we felt safe to put him out there. He wanted to go out there, but he just wasn't right. And so he's so excited to come back, lead our defense, to have an all-conference player back, that didn't play last year is great for our D.
And this appears to be the most wide-open quarterback competition you've had in your time here. How closely will you be monitoring that situation, and what are the offensive coaches looking for when they're trying to figure out who has the leg up heading into fall?
Efficiency, right? It's I love quarterback competitions, and it really brings the best out of everybody. Jack's done an unbelievable job here. Marion's really come on. Obviously, you throw Stone in the mix. I mean, we got 3 guys that I think can really play, and we're gonna rotate them and get them equal numbers, and we're gonna grade every snap they take. And if the decision's easy to be made by the end of spring, we will. I'm guessing it'll take longer. You take every minute you can, and because it's gonna be great to watch people push themselves and see who the guy that wins it is.
And 3 new starters on the offensive line, or looking to replace 3 starters on the offensive line. Who do you expect to be the main contenders for those spots, and what do you expect to see from them?
Well, we rotated. I mean, obviously you have Dylan, and Jake, and they're returning, and they had an unbelievable season last year. So that you got them back, and Trevor Campbell and Addison West played a ton last year, so they're ready. Vandervest was our 3rd tackle last year. He had a shoulder. So we did surgery on him the first week of December. We wanted him to be our 3rd tackle. Once we got done with the regular season, the sooner we got that shoulder right, the better. So Vandervest is a guy that I expect to come in and compete. And we got a ton of freshmen, and then we'll have some transfer kids coming too, that are going to be coming in the summertime. So it's going to be there. We were talking the other day. I think there's like 9 or 10 guys. The freshman group is just about, can they get strong enough? It's the most talented freshman group of offensive linemen we've ever had. Playing in your second year is hard to do if your body's not ready. So this is a huge off season for them. So once we get done with spring ball, they'll have April, May, June, July to get stronger, because athletically and lengthwise, they can all do it. So you got 5 dudes pushing those guys, and then you're going to have a couple transfers coming in. So there's going to probably, when it's all said and done, there's going to be 10 or 12 guys in there fighting, and it's going to be exciting to watch, because we got a lot of able bodies. It's not like we need to figure 5 out of 7 of the 12 guys that I think all have a huge upside. We got to find 5 that can work together well. So it's Jake will definitely be moving to center. We brought him in as a center. He was just doing such a good job. We put him at guard. To play last year, and the other one is Dylan. We brought Dylan in as a tackle, but there was just nowhere for him to go. So we put him at right guard, and he's a really good guard. So he might play tackle. We don't know yet. In spring we'll put him at tackle a little bit, just so he knows both. So the flexibility and the size and the athleticism of that group, those 10 to 12 guys, is exceptional. So it's going to be that in the quarterback battle. There's going to be a lot of battles going on. It's going to be fun.
All right, and final question. We have Corvin Moment here to talk with us today. Can you talk about recruiting him as a quarterback, I believe, out of Vero Beach, Florida? And did you kind of expect him to really blossom into the type of linebacker that he's been?
No, I mean, he was a defensive guy when we recruited him, but he was a safety and like nickel. And he played everything on film. It was like, and he was a big guy. He could run in space. When you watch a high school kid, you want to see what he can do in space. And he was unbelievable. An A-Day, Florida, first-team All-State linebacker, outside linebacker, Sam. And so when he came in, he just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'd say he's one of the strongest leaders I've ever been around. I mean, he's one of those guys that literally has the ear of everybody on the team. He could walk in the O-line room and say something, and everyone respects him, because he plays so physical, and he just continues to have better years. I mean, he had 2 years ago was his roughest year, because he had 1 ankle injury, and then he followed up with another ankle injury. So there were 2 ankle injuries trying to play. This year he was phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what he puts together, in his final season, because He's comfortable with everything we're doing. We move him everywhere. He knows every position. And this is really when you can do some unique things with a guy like that.
Corvin, thank you for taking some time. Can you talk about your off season and what it's been like, just life in general, in between the bowl game and our first practice today?
It's been pretty good. We got a good 14 days off, so I got a chance to go home and see my family, and came back up here and really just got back to work, lifting and running with the team, conditioning, just getting our bodies right for spring ball.
Does this spring practice feel a little bit different now that you're getting ready for your final ride here?
Not necessarily. I feel like the amount of work I put in never changes. I try to be consistent. I've been consistent throughout my whole career, and I think that's helped me elevate. So I think I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing I've always been doing. I do think it feels a little bit different coming into this after winning the bowl game. I think that win kind of raised morale in our program, and it's making guys work harder than ever before.
All right, and coming out of Vero Beach, Florida, I understand that you played pretty much every position on your football team down there, some quarterback, pretty much everywhere on the defense. Talk about how you've been able to hone in your skills to the linebacker spot and really succeed there at this level.
I definitely think that the different positions I played in high school has helped me out, because as the game evolves, especially on defense, guys got to be more versatile. So a linebacker's got to be able to cover, and he's also got to be able to rush the passer. So I think all those skills kind of gave me a jump on how things evolved. So a lot of people had to learn how to do those things, and I already knew them. So I was able to have more and more success as I played linebacker and played even more positions here at Western.
I remember John Wasink, I think it was heading into your redshirt freshman year, mentioned you as the hardest hitter on the team, which maybe caught some people off guard because not everyone knew who Corvin Moment was back then. Can you talk about the way you kind of try to get downhill and attack the ball carrier, or just attack the ball from a defensive perspective?
Saying I heard from one of my first linebacker coaches was, great linebackers know when to go downhill, and that's really what it's all about. It's about getting downhill and making plays that change the game. And I also, Coach Amir Ishmael, he's at Kazoo College. He talked with us about the different plays you make, how important they are to have different things in the stat sheet. So, yeah, being able to get downhill, it helps you get things like tackles for loss and hitting hard. It helps you get things like forced fumbles and just plays that help the team more than just making tackles.
All right. And some new faces that are going to be playing in front of you with Ali and Ralph Holly off to pursue professional careers. Talk about some of the returners that are coming back along that defensive line, and who are some guys that have kind of stood out either in the weight room or here at the first day of spring ball?
We have Braden Fisk, Andre Carter, Marshawn Nealon. Those are all three guys returning. All three of them had good years last year. Braden, he was really a force in the trenches. He made a lot of good plays, had a lot of TFLs. And Andre Carter, he's just always getting better, sharpening his skills. I think he can replicate what Ali did this year because he's got the athleticism and he's pretty polished as a pass rusher. And we got some new guys. We got Hosey and Bryce Austin. Those guys, they've been working really hard. Hosey's running with the runs right now. Seems like a natural-born leader. And both those guys work really hard. They run on the field, and that's all that we really need on defense.
What do you make of the linebacker room? You have quite a bit of experience coming back there. What do you want to see from your fellow linebackers throughout spring ball here?
I want to see. Yeah, we got some pretty good depth, and we got some good guys returning. Zaire Barnes, he had a good year last year. Ryan Seelig, he's a real great athlete, and we got some other we still got Harry too, Harrison Taylor. Quentin Cannon, I think he's somebody who's going to be getting more playing time this year. He's a really good athlete, and I think this will be the year that he really comes into and starts being able to make an impact on the field. Boone Bonema, another really good guy, Matthew Stuckey. So we got a lot of depth, a lot of good guys that can contribute in any circumstance.
And final question from me. Coach Lester praised your leadership ability. What kind of approach do you take
in trying to rally the guys and just embrace that leadership role here on the team?
I just try to say whatever I naturally feel, and I try not to force anything. And the most important thing I feel is for guys to see me working hard, doing everything right. Because if you want to have a standard on the team, everybody's got to adhere to it. So, like, the people at the top have to adhere to the standards if you want the people that are not as prominent or younger guys to start to learn the process and end up at the point where they're where I'm at now. But it's just about, just being comfortable with the people you're around and not trying to force anything.
So there's been some shuffling around with the coaching staff and some new faces here. How do you, as a student athlete, adjust to different personalities and schemes, and how does spring ball impact the success and kind of the chemistry of the whole group?
Yeah, I know there's definitely been some changes in the staff. Overall on the defense, as far as concept, it's pretty much the same for us. But I know offensively we got a new coordinator. But, I mean, we kind of have we welcome everybody here. So it's a family mentality. So every coach that comes in meshes in pretty well. We just got a new DB coach, and it feels like he's already been here for as long as I've been here because it's just that feel. I feel like when the coaches hire people, they really hire people with good personalities that merge well into like the overall feel of our program. And I think it'll be, good for guys to challenge themselves offensively, to learn a new playbook. It'll be good for the defense because you're not going against the same plays and concepts that you're usually going against. So it's kind of like, giving you just something new. Just like going into every other game, you're going to get something new. So I think that's a good, refresher for spring ball.